Hey, how you guys doing? I know it's been a while. It's been a long time. I apologize for that, but out of habit, man. It is so easy to get out of the habit of doing something, isn't it? But man, I tell you what, it's like get back into shape, man. To get back in shape, it is tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. But to get out of shape, it's easy. It's easy. Piece of cake. Anybody can do that. But get back in shape, what does it take? It takes discipline and all that other stuff. All those four-letter words we don't like to use. But anyway, I've determined I want to get back in shape physically, get back in shape spiritually, and also get back into doing my video blogging. And I miss it. I miss hanging out with you guys and talking to you. So what is it I've been thinking about a lot lately? What's been on my mind? There's been so much going on in my life lately. It has been a whirlwind, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing. But the thing that keeps just popping up and just showing up in my life over and over again, a verse that just I can't get it out of my mind, and I'm always thinking about it. It's found in Matthew 22, and it's a moment in time when Jesus is being tested, where they're trying to capture Jesus. They're trying to trick him into saying something where they can arrest him. And here it is. They go, Jesus, what is the greatest commandment? What is the greatest thing? And I love that, because remember the movie City Slickers? And Curly the Cowboy? He says, there's one thing. There's one thing. And I, me and my weird thinking, I can just picture Jesus there at that moment when he's asked that, and he goes, yeah. He goes, there's one thing. One thing. And I can know in the back of their mind they're going, what is that one thing? Because we have Genesis to Revelation, we have the whole book, we have it all. We're sitting there going, well, what is the one thing? I mean, oh my gosh, we have so much we've had here. Which I encourage you, by the way, to read the entire Bible, Genesis to Revelation. It is a good book. You need to read it. But anyway, the one thing. Jesus says the one thing in Matthew 22. He says, love the Lord your God with all of your heart, all of your soul, and all of your mind. And he says the second thing is just as important as the first thing. Love your neighbor as yourself. You see, we do really good at the first part. We don't do really good on the second part. If you look at the stories, you look at the statistics, you read the blogs, every day almost you hear people who have been hurt by the church. You hear people who will say something like, I love Jesus, I just can't stand the church. And you see people who just don't want anything to do with the church anymore, who are just walking away from the church. Teenagers, young adults, and even older people, they're just walking away because they're tired of all the manure that goes on. And I think the reason there's so much of that going on is because we are doing a great job as Christians doing the first part. We're just not doing a real good job with the second part, loving our neighbors as ourselves. We love our cliques, but if you're not in our clique, and so that's something that I've just, I don't want to say struggle with. It's just been on my mind over and over again, because I think the one thing, there's so many books about church growth and different plans and all these other things, which they're great and they got good ideals, but I think if a church, if an individual would learn to love their neighbor as themselves, that would be a church. That would be a family. That would be a neighborhood that would radically change a community, a city, a state, a country. And I believe we've kind of forgotten that. I don't know about you, but I know that I do. We all struggle. There are people in our lives that we struggle with liking, and need to say about loving, but we have a hard time liking some people. I think this is what Jesus wants us to do. He says, before you do all this other stuff, which is great, I just want you to love me, and I want you to love other people. Do that, and all the other stuff will fall into place. So that's my challenge to you. Let's start loving people. Let's start loving people. Forget about their race. Forget about where they're from. Forget about if they're rich or poor. Let's start loving people in our everyday lives. I love you guys. Can't wait to see you again next week. Glad to get back in it. Talk to you later.